Good morning, people, from beautiful Queen's Park, near the cenotaph, and near the statue that my journey began. So anyway, I've been protesting and peaceful assemble. I've been protesting for, I don't know, I've forgotten how many months, I've forgotten how many I've been on. But anyway, I wanted to do this before it gets too crazy because in a couple of hours there's going to be, in my mind's eye, 10,000 plus. And it's Global Rally Day, I'm sure people know. And yeah, I'm super excited because people are beginning to realise what me and others realised a long time ago. About what all this is about. Anyway, here's the dogs. Yep. And just there is where I started the journey on the 22nd of March. If you don't know, I'm sure you know by now, of this year. I set off around about 1:30, I think it was, after I'd done an interview with Rebel News with David Menzies. Go look it up if you want to know more about why I did it. It was for the children, Cycle for Kids, and I still maintain that. Although I don't put a lot of memes up and stuff like that, I mean, I don't need to tell people what they already know, and that is our children are suffering. Suffering really, really bad, and that's what I'm about. I'm about everyone. I'm about the adults, but in particular the kids, because the kids don't have a voice. So yeah, I work very closely with Empowered and the Children and lots of other movements, Stand for Thee, and you know, I'm not going to name everyone, but that's why I did it, and I have no regrets. It was a crazy idea that I came up with back in February on my sofa, and it was like, what can I do? What can I do? Like, I'm not a computer guy. I'm an outdoorsy guy. I said before, my first passion is surfing. I should have been born on a board. I find it very spiritual. That was before I started meditating, but I still meditate when I'm on the board with these boys. Here we are. I'm all in white today, so let's see how long I keep clean. I'm not about followers, likes, and validation. I'm a free-thinking person. But like-minded with a lot of other freedom fighters, warriors, whatever you want to call us, light workers. There's many words, but we are very, very peaceful people. I assure you that. The only time that we do get cross, angry, passionate, I'd rather say, is when the people perpetuating the hysteria and policing the draconian measures, that we've been rained on. You know, there's good and bad in all walks of life. I'm a firm believer of that. I do not stereotype. I always talk to people. I feel their energy. I feel their energy mainly before I talk to people, to be honest with you, because I have that ability. People call me a tin hat wearing crazy lunatic conspiracy theorist. But guess what? A lot of these conspiracies have come true. So hey, what are they now? Theories. I have to think about that one. Anyway, so I've been meaning to get this story out. I've told some people. It's one of my favourite stories. So I set off from here. Originally I was going to do 460 kilometres. The weather was against me. There wasn't cycle paths everywhere, so we had to improvise. My driver, Ian, let's just call him Ian, he was the one that was giving me a polite kick up the bottom. Come on, Craig, we need to do this. Craig, I'm following you on GPS and you've stopped there for like half an hour. I'm like, dude, I'm just chatting, you know, this ain't a race. I don't need to prove myself to anybody. I can, but he's like, yeah, but we need to make this waypoint, this checkpoint. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I needed that. He was actually the perfect person to drive the RV for me and to give me a gentle kick at the bottom when I needed it. Because I kind of go off on one a little bit and, you know, get tied up with what I'm doing. But anyway, so my favourite story, let's get to it. So it was a couple of days in, I think it was on the Tuesday. I've been doing the cycle paths and the rest of it, and now on the road. I was going the wrong way because basically everyone was like, hey, you should be going with the flow of traffic. But I was like, well, no, because if someone's going to fall asleep at the wheel, I want to see them and Superman off that bike. So that's what I did. Anyway, so I was about 10 minutes away from bed for the night, and I think that was in one of the Walmarts. And I turned on this road. Look up the video, it's way down there. And I'd done a little video, and I come up across this shrine, or whatever you want to call it. There was a white racing bicycle. There was no name or anything. So I paid my respects to this person, whoever it was. I didn't know who he was. So that was that. So anyway, let's fast forward to the 27th of March on Parliament Hill, when I finished a 433 kilometre journey. That's 280 miles, don't quote me, in English. And, you know, all the kids were high-fiving me and stuff like that, and that's why I did it, you know, for the kids, and they were appreciating what I did. They acknowledged what I did. But there was a lady there with her 3 children, if I remember rightly. And in particular, one of the boys wanted to high five and congratulate me, and I spent a bit of time chatting. And then after that, this lady, forgive me, I can't remember your name at the moment, said, I'm so glad you're safe. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm so glad you're safe. I've been following you, and I'm pleased that you got there safe. And I said, well, I was always going to be safe. I got protection, you know. You can't see them, but yeah, I have my angels. Anyway, that was that. Now let's fast forward a couple of weeks later. The lady messaged me. I wouldn't say quote for quote, but basically she found a video on YouTube of when I stopped at this bicycle. Sorry, she did tell me on the Parliament Hill that her stepfather died on a 7-day bike ride years ago. So then she stumbled across the video, and I had shivers straight away. I think you can guess what I'm going to say. I happened to stop at her stepfather's bicycle where he died. And I said at the time, what I was doing was very dangerous. I had 18-wheelers coming at me, the weather was atrocious. I could have quite easily died, but I wouldn't have died in vain if I did, and I knew I wouldn't. Because yeah, it's dangerous, you know. He was doing a charity event and he died doing it. So there we go. Anyway, I don't believe there's any coincidences in life. Things happen for a reason. Messages are sent out to us. I could talk all day about all the other stuff that's happened to me on the ride and other times, but I'm not going to. And I'm just going to go now because things are going to start, you know, getting busy. The only reason my dogs are behaving right now is because I'm bribing them with treats. So, but Shadow's eyeing up all those squirrels, aren't you, Shadow boy? Eh? You want some squirrels? Yeah? There we go, my beautiful freedom-fighting dogs. And may I add that Isla's been with me many times here. We've walked for 15, 20 kilometers. I've had the dogs, I've had Isla on my back. And I said to her, darling, like, you know, this is not my weekend to have her. I said, darling, I'm going, you know, I'm going to Toronto tomorrow. I'm walking the streets. She said, Daddy, I really want to be there. I really want to be there. But it's probably best. I mean, there's no police around at the moment. But it's probably best she's not. Not today. Too many people. The last time I was here on the Global One, I'd done a speech. It was about 3,000 people. It was very nerve-wracking for me. I'm not that kind of speaker. I find the videos easy to do now. But hey ho. So I'm really looking forward to today. I'm really stoked that people are really starting to wake up and smell the coffee. Talking of coffee, I'm going to get back and drink mine in a second. So yeah, it's just a fantastic thing. It doesn't matter when people wake, it's just they need to wake. I was born awake, but when I was 9 and I lost my mother, that's when I really woke. I was thrown into, I was mentally abused. I was locked down by my wicked stepmother. My dad was out working, didn't really realise. I ended up in foster care. I had social workers in my life, in and out of my life, saying they were trying to do the best for me, but guess what? Nobody really asked me what I wanted. So yeah, there's many motivations why I did what I did. And being locked down as a kid is not very nice. Questioning everything is not very nice. You're gonna wake up. It's gonna break or make you. It made me, but that's not to say that I haven't suffered in life, because I guess post-traumatic stress, depression, whatever you want to call it, it's all labels. But anyway, if it didn't happen to me, I'd still be me, but I wouldn't be the person I am today. The person I am today is somebody that's lived and learned mainly from the trauma and my mistakes in life, because I always say that I'm not perfect. Nobody is. Perfection is an illusion. So anyway, I'm not going to go on. I never said this was going to be a quick one, and it's probably not. I'm not paying attention to the numbers, because I don't. My numbers, my followers, it doesn't really matter, because there's a lot of people not on social media, and guess what? People know what I did, and people recognise me, and mainly people recognise me for my talks, which I'm cool with that, because the biggest thing for me when I did this and when I started doing videos and speeches and stuff like that was I didn't really want people to look at my face. I knew I could be anonymous. That's not the point. I didn't want to be the centre of attention. I didn't want to be some kind of celebrity, because that's not what I'm about. I love the fact that I can walk the streets and nobody knows my name, my face, or anything. But I do understand that people now do know who I am. That's fine. And I'll tell you what's fine. Because it's fine if it liberates, empowers, and sets people free. People know I love Bob Marley. Emancipate yourself from mental cruelty. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy. Yeah, and another favourite saying of mine is grant me serenity for the things I can't control, the courage to deal with the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Probably not word perfect, but anyway, you know what I mean. Anyway, here we got some police officers here. There we go. Hi, gents. Good morning. Yeah, they're peaceful at the moment. I'm gonna have a little conversation in a minute. Anyway, so I'm gonna go. I wish everyone a fantastic day. It's beautiful. It's almost 20 degrees. Get out, get fresh air, and for sake, take your mask off, especially when you're outside. It's up to people if they want to wear it. I don't discriminate. I personally think we don't need it, but if it makes people feel safe wearing it, fair play. Just please, please, please do not criticize me or other people that choose, with their free will, to not. That's all I say. Everyone needs to love, respect, and be kind to one another. That's what it's all about. And that's not to say that I haven't had confliction, one for a better word. But yeah, at the end of the day, I never want that. I go in peace. But when people are not very nice to me, then of course I'm gonna stick up for myself. That's who I am. That's who I have been my whole entire life. That's who my daughter is, and that's who my son is, and that is that. Go in peace. If you get hostility, stand up for yourself, because guess what? A lot of the time, other people aren't going to stand up for you, so you need to stand up for yourself. And I've ingrained that into my children, and I'm very proud of them, especially Isla. She's 6 and she doesn't take any rubbish. So I'm going to go. How's it going?
Good. Actually, no.
Yeah,
for lockdown.
Yeah.
Open up your business and just.
Exactly. Anyway, things are starting to get busy now. I wanted to do it before the thousands of people get here, and let's all be safe, respect one another, and love life.